Hello everyone. I'm sure you've noticed that the Remix Cup is currently running, which is a lot like Open Great League, but with the top 10 most popular picks having been banned. So I'm running this team. You'll quickly see it's not all that innovative and unusual. I've got 3 of probably the top meta choices. There's not a great deal of spice here, but you know, just once in a while I like to win occasionally rather than playing a trash team that's hilarious. So what we've got here is we've got Medicham on the lead, which has got some quite nice powerful coverage. We're running Psychic, Power Up Punch and Counter, of course. We've got Dewgong as our bait switch, which is Ice Shard, Water Pulse and Icy Wind. Quite reliably, if you switch Dewgong in, you will chase off any flyers, obviously, that Medicham doesn't like, but you will also draw out counter users because Dewgong is quite easy pickings. That keeps it away from Bastiodon, that's good. It's not quite so good at keeping away the mud boys in the back, but you know, you can't have everything. And actually, you've got a reasonable chance that you'll win the switch if in some of these scenarios. So yeah, and of course you've got Bastiodon in the back that we all know and love. The great big tank that wins very hard against anything that isn't water, ground, or fighting. So with that in mind, I'm just going to hop into some matches. This team has done me very nicely with these, with this cup. Actually, it feels a bit dirty. I mean, well, you'll see. It does very nicely here. So first up, leading Medicham into a Wigglytuff. It's a nice lead loss here. Medicham isn't as bad as it looks because Wigglytuff is half normal, so you hit neutral and you counter. But they can bring in a Vaporeon. Vaporeon resists the ice, but it's hitting for resisted with its water damage, so this is a fairly even match. But Dewgong is a bulky beast, and Aqua Tail doesn't do a great deal here. Icy Wind, on the other hand, well, that also doesn't do a great deal, but it does debuff them, and you know, the first stage debuff knocks 20% off their damage. And as you can see, taking a reasonably big chunk. So in comes another Aqua Tail, does even less. We're going to get to another Icy Wind here. Now this might take them out, I think, so we get overcharged by just 1 Ice Shard. There we go, and we get 1 more through, but no, we don't quite take them out before they get the Aqua Tail, which still doesn't do very much damage. If we're lucky, we're able to get another Icy Wind off against whatever comes in next, just to make the matchup a little bit nicer. No, we don't. However, we do have a Wigglytuff versus a Bastiodon instead of a Wigglytuff versus a Medicham, and they counter switch a Shiftry, which is, well, Leaf Blade does hurt, but we have shields, and we have counter, and we have Power Punch. So this is not going to go well for the Shiftry, and then actually we might still be able to beat the Wigglytuff, but you know, we don't need to, we can swap, so there we go. Big chunks out of the Shiftry, take that down. In comes the Wiggly. Are they going to concede or are they going to play this out? Well, we'll see. Power Punch going through. We might even not need the Basti here. It's going down quite fast though. Okay. Medicham did take some big chunks out of the Wiggly there, so you know, it's done respectably. And Bastiodon moves into close. Good game. Like I say, I think this team's almost unfair to play, but you know, winning once in a while is no bad thing. Right, Scrafty lead. They quickly switch to Wigglytuff. I almost didn't see that happen so quick, but because they're switch locked, we bring out the Bastiodon. That keeps it away from the Scrafty, and also has for bonus points should win quite hard against the Wigglytuff. That'll invite them to bring the Scrafty back out and keep it away from the Dewgong, which is also a good outcome for us, because Dewgong obviously doesn't like fighting, and if you can switch lock something in the back, that Icy Wind really does make a mess. So we're going to go for a full farm down, and we're just going to sit here. So what we're trying to do is let them throw their energy at us, but also lower our health a bit. We're waiting out our switch clock, because we know the Scrafty's going to come back in, we don't want to give them too much farm. So, switch clock's up, there we go. We're going to take out the Wigglytuff. In comes the Scrafty as predicted. We've got a flamethrower going through. I don't think we're going to get to a second flamethrower. Oh, maybe actually. Yep, we are going to get a second flamethrower. But obviously they're getting their counterers to build up some energy, so they are getting a better position to throw a foul play at the Medicham switch in. They switch out immediately, going for double Charmer. That's a bit cheesy, but I can't really complain because I've got Bastiodon and Dewgong. So, Clefable obviously doesn't have the charge move pressure, but it is going to add up with the charms. So we debuff the charm. This is possibly Medicham, that's going to hurt, so we shield it. But we've still got a shield in hand, and they're not going to get to another move before we take them down, so we're just going to go for a full farm down. That way we can hopefully stick an Icy Wind on this Scrafty, maybe get 2 off. Maybe, depends what they throw actually. If they shield, yeah, so I could let this go, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep this. It's a Power Punch, but it would have taken us out. But this way we get the Icy Wind on them that removes the Power Punch, still losing net -2. Sorry, net -1, and obviously takes a big chunk off. So in comes Medicham. I did have Psychic loaded, but they're Dark type, so we're just going for Power Punches, and goodbye Scrafty. Next up, Medicham into a Donphan. Now that's an interesting one. I haven't seen that in quite some time. Now that's not running Charm, which is good. I believe that's one of the options. And in comes Tropius. Good timing on the switch though, because obviously they've caught a fighting move on a flying type, and also made us, waste our power up. So we are going straight into the Dewgong here. I'm not entirely sure that was a good idea, because obviously the leaf blades are going to hurt, but they do have a flying move, not raise a leaf. And Icy Wind is double super effective, so we are putting on some pressure with the fast move damage, but we are taking some pain in return. We do have shields though, so I guess it's reasonable. We are just going to shield the leaf blades, and hopefully we'll be able to farm them down. Maybe not. It's got a reasonable amount of health left, and Tropius is a bit bulky. Okay, yes, we're going to farm all the way down, and now we've got an Icy Wind ready to go for the Donphan, which obviously is vulnerable to ice because it's a ground type. So they should. What you got? Throw us an Earthquake, maybe? Heavy Slam. Okay, Heavy Slam would hurt more if we were pure ice, but we're not. Okay, in comes Wigglytuff, so we swap to Bastiodon. Bastiodon isn't going to like the Donphan, but yeah, it's going to take out the Wiggly without trouble, and the Medicham's got plenty of health left. Good game, well played. Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz is a nuisance, but you do hit neutral with the counter damage, and they are throwing neutral with the Snarls, not super effective with the air slash. Is it air slash? Air cutter, I forget which. Anyway, so we switch to Dewgong to catch the Aerial Ace, and out comes Clefable, which is interesting. I'd probably have saved the Clefable for the Medicham, and the fact they haven't says to me that they might well have a second Charmer in the back. So I've got to be careful. This probably leaves the Medicham in a bit of a dark spot and not able to do anything useful. But we are going to get to a second Icy Wind against the Clefable, which will get a shield. Yep. And we've debuffed them down quite nicely. So at this point we can bring in the Medicham and they'll farm it, or we can just not and just go straight Basti. Incoming charge move. Now this time is probably a good time to shield. Only I don't, because it's Medicham and it's double debuffed. Okay, so now we get to see if they... Okay, they have a Basti in the back. That's okay. Basti versus Basti. We switch to the Medicham. Obviously they bring the Mandibuzz back out, but we might as well get a bit of an energy lead in. And we are just going to go for a cheeky Power Punch. We're going to shield hard against this Mandibuzz, because we don't need the shield on Bastiodon. Their Bastiodon in the back has obviously not going to be hitting very hard, and we're just going to go to our face-to-face Slapfest. But if we can get a bit of energy lead and a bit of extra power on the Medicham, we can do a lot of damage to their Basti. Double or triple, or heck, even 4 stages of Power Punching. That'll do a lot of damage to Bastiodon. Right, there we go. Mandibuzz is going down. I think they're still going to get to that last charge move. It's going to hurt. Yes, but we did get the shield. Not that it helps, because obviously the Aerial Ace takes us out, but it doesn't. Right, so Medicham with some health left and a big boost and counter. Opponent concedes. I don't know if it could take the Bastiodon all the way down with that, but it's got a good chance. Right, Medi into Bastiodon. I see quite a lot of these, but it's good. Sableye. We go for our own switch eventually, and it's to our Dewgong. The one downside with Dewgong is you don't really want to be leaving the shields till too late. However, in this case, we got a return, so that's great. If they'd thrown a foul play, then I'd have regretted it a bit more. But we get the Icy Wind off, and we debuff them. So if we can get to another Icy Wind first, go on. No. So I'm going to shield again. No, I'm not. And another return. Ouch. But with the debuff, we survive that. It would have been a lot closer. We're going to throw another Icy Wind, which might well take them out. Yes. So, equal shields, we win the switch. Great place to be. In comes their own Medicham. Great, that keeps it away from the Bastiodon. And they get some counter in. So we're going to be playing Medicham versus Medicham. We've got, I think, the energy lead here. But not by enough. Right, so we throw a Psychic. And we're just going to have to call whether they're going to throw a Psychic at us in return. We'll shield because we can't afford them not to, because obviously if they've just got a Medicham versus Bastiodon, they're going to ruin our day. However, now everyone's shields are down, we can throw our Psychic unopposed, and just kind of hope that their Psychic in return is not going to take us out. But they are 1358 Medicham, so yeah, they don't quite finish us, and Basti can finish the job there. And what we've got left is Bastiodon versus Bastiodon. We have an energy lead, but they have... Oh, yeah. I think I'll probably try and fast forward this, actually. I think it's going to be very tight. This is one of the scenarios why I've got a Basti with an odd move IV distribution. I mean, partly that was the first suitable looking thing to power up I found back during Season 1, and I really wanted a Basti. But also because I do actually like having a slightly higher attack, because it means I win CMP ties. And if this sort of matchup, that can make all the difference. The real question is whether the little bit of damage that was dealt already and the energy lead is enough to tip the damage. So what we're trying to do is sneak through a fast move here and there, or like they're doing there, that one fast move going through will see through. And that might be the difference, yes. Because if this fast move goes through, I think we take them out, but their flamethrower is going to finish the job. Well, fair enough. Good game to my opponent. We had all very similar team lineup, I think. Right, we've got next. Medicham into Dewgong. Right, so Dewgong, and they go for a Toxicroak. This isn't great for us, but actually we're just going to go for a cheeky power punch, just to see if we can get a shield off them. It's honestly a bit hit and miss. Sometimes I find that Toxicroak doesn't actually shield the Psychic, which is, you know, hilarious. It's great to one-shot things, but still. In this case we get the shield, and we're just going to go for a Psychic now, see if they want to go down 2 shields, just in case we're baiting again. No, they do not. Goodbye, Toxicroak. In comes Hypno. That's a bit tough. Oh, and they concede. Well, I suppose. Medicham would make a mess of Dewgong. Got good. It's okay against Hypno. And we had 2 in the back. So Sableye lead. We could switch immediately to Dewgong here. Start building up the energy. Get the Icy Wind CMP tie with the foul play. We shield the first one because obviously the first one does the most damage. And we Icy Wind them return. And next up, we're going to CMP tie again, but this time we just over tap and try and get through another fast move. We might as well get that free energy. Oh, that's a power gem. Okay, I was miscounting their moves there because I thought. Anyway, power gem stings, and in comes Wigglytuff. We're going to throw our Icy Wind, and maybe we'll get to 2. I think our health's a bit too low for that. Yes, they're going to take us down. Yeah, but we won the switch, so we can get Bastiodon against the Wigglytuff. In comes Meganium, so we have to face it with Medicham, and we are down a shield here. So we're just going to let this one through. It's going to be Frenzy Plant. Frenzy Plant hurts. It's a great move, really. It's just it's borderline overpowered, but it would be if it wasn't Grass type. So Power Punch. We get the shield. Excellent, and we do that again. They now know we're baiting. And I don't think we'd make it to the Psychic, so we're just going to go Power Punching all the way down. Shielding here, because we don't really want that to be Frenzy Planting or worse, Earthquaking the Bastiodon. And we're going to throw that last Power Punch. This way we'll get a few hits in on whatever's in the back. and we'll go for a quick switch against the Basti. At this point, Wiggly may be up a shield, but I don't think there's any win there, so good game. Right, Lantern lead. Lantern's good against Dewgong, it's good against Bastiodon, it's not so good against Medicham. So we're staying in this one and see if they want to chicken out. We're going to build up a bit of energy lead, we're going to throw up a power punch, they're going to probably guess what it was, yes. Because we didn't have enough counters going through for it to be a psychic. I should perhaps have built up a bit more, but they're going to return with a Hydro Pump, which is interesting because that's a slightly more expensive choice. And I suppose there was a chance we weren't going to shield it. So again, we're building up to psychic, and we've got a Parrot Punch, and in comes a Hypno. This is where we get to use up our energy, and we're going to switch to a Basti. This is where we play the let's hope Hypno doesn't have Focus Blast game, because I have been Focus Blasted a few too many times by Hypnos. It's a Shadow Ball, so it's almost certain it does not have a Focus Blast or Fire Punch actually. I'm guessing it's probably got Ice Punch, which is why it's not using it. Either that or they know I'm not going to shield, so they might as well go with Shadow Balls. I mean, either or really. And it's another Shadow Ball, doesn't do enough to matter. We're just going to keep on nibbling away. We can't really afford to farm them to excess, so we're just going to have to put a bit of pressure on with this Stone Edge, and we get the shield. Excellent. In comes the Lantern, even better, because obviously by drawing the Lantern out, it means it's not going head to head with the Dewgong, which yeah, I think Lantern versus Dewgong is actually quite an unreasonably good matchup. It'll resist everything Dewgong has, whilst hitting super effective with the electric, so it's probably just as well we kept it away. Right, Parrot Punch against the Hypno. They're going to get a move off, going to shield it. This is a bit of a ridiculous thing to do, but it's the last matchup, so I'm just going to be, you know, a bit trolly and see if I can stop from using the last Pokemon. Okay, and then we've got a Registeel. Okay. I think if they knew what I had in the back, they mightn't have been so confident, but we'd sort of do quite a lot of damage to that Registeel before going down, so yeah. Registeel lead. Excellent. This is what we like seeing with Medicham. They obviously quickly switch to Pelipper, and we have a Bastiodon. This has a double bonus of, you know, rock versus a flying, but it also keeps it well away from that Registeel, which is a thing that Bastiodons don't like very much at all. But we're not going to throw a move, we're just going to stay in, because we should be able to get a Flamethrower to land on that Reggie, and actually I'm expecting Reggie to come back out again, because it does do very well against Basti. There it is, we'll throw a Flamethrower. Hey Reggie, eat flames. Our health's still a bit too high for them to lock on farm us all the way down, I hope, because that would really suck. Right, another Flamethrower, this will get their attention. Go on, use a shield. No, okay. They're going to throw. It's Flash Cannon. Goodbye Basti. And now we've got obviously the Medicham. And it's Mandibuzz. And Mandibuzz also doesn't like Dewgong. So, yeah. We're going to debuff the Mandibuzz. Goodbye. I think we could almost afford to no shields this, but let's not get cocky. I've done that a couple of times as well, and it's backfired horribly. So we are going to not spend that second shield, because we just want to do it just in case the Reggie's got a charge move ready to go. And we'll throw the Icy Wind. There's two Icy Winds now, so they're going to throw their Foul Play, and it's going to do not very much. Here comes Reggie. They do have a charge move. We could not shield, but let's do it anyway. And we're going to farm down the Reggie. In comes Mandibuzz and into the Icy Wind. Oh, and they don't quite get to a charge move. Okay, good game, well played. I'm enjoying the Medicham spawns that we've got at the moment. It's helping me farm the candies, but I've still got a long way to go. Got a nice high rank one, it's just nowhere near enough dust for candy to do it. Right, so we switched in on the Jellicent, which is bad news for actually everyone in the team. So I'm quite glad they swapped out here actually, because well, it means we've got a chance. Dewgong against Toxicroak isn't great, but Icy Wind, as you can see, does quite a lot, so we'd have got a shield or done some damage. At this point, I think we're just going to let this land and go for another Icy Wind just to see if we can pressure that last shield out of them. Either we get the shield or the switch. Okay, so we're going to have shield advantage. And now we've got a nice farmable Toxicroak, which we can nibble away at with Medicham. I think this will be... actually, doesn't matter. They've been debuffed. There you go. Sludge Bomb doesn't hurt too much. And in comes the Jellicent. Again, this is still bad news for us because Jellicent is quite harsh for Bastiodon to take on, being water type. Not as bad as it sounds though, because it is bulky and doesn't do a huge amount of damage. We are going to shield this because it's an inevitable Shadow Ball. Yeah, there we go. And just build up some more energy and go for a Psychic. No. We have to shield on the Shadow Ball. Just can't afford to risk it. And it's a Bubble Beam. That's cheeky. However, now we know we've got Bubble Beam and Shadow Ball. I don't know what that tells us is useful. Anyway, we go for a switch and it's a Ninetales in the back. We resist Charm. We hit them super effective with Flamethrowers. So we're just going to peck away. Actually, we're hitting them super effective with Rocks. So we might as well use the Stone Edge. In comes the Weather Ball. Doesn't do enough to matter. Dazzling Gleam stings slightly more. Psyshock we resist. And there we go. So that's gone. Now, Jellicent does hit us super effective with Bubble Beam, and it will debuff us, but it doesn't hit very hard at all. So as you can see, it's just not a very good move. I don't like Bubble Beam very much. But we've got another one coming in. There we go. It's taking a bit off our health, but I think we're going to actually take this out. We're not throwing the charge move here because they've got a shield left, and we won't get to 2. So there we go. I think that'll be a 5 out of 5 set and a 4 out of 5 set. I think that's a pretty good run with this team. So yes, I'm enjoying it. I think it's a bit cheeky. I think it's actually got potential in Open Great League as well, although maybe a little less given what you'll tend to face. Maybe a little more though, because you'll see fewer Charmers in the lead. Either way, how's Remix Cup going for you? Are you finding it works well? Are you finding it not? I mean, I've had a few occasions where I've run into some of the classic Victory Bell Bastiodon lineups. That's quite fun. But I'm having good success. How about you? Anyway, I hope your day's going well, and thank you very much for watching.